Hey everybody, this is Test Chamber, and we're taking a look at the new Divinity with Daniel Tack.
That's right. Hi, Kyle.
Hello. What's the full title of this game?
It is Divinity: Original Sin.
By Larian Studios.
That's right.
And they've done all of the Divinity games, right?
I believe so.
I believe so. Okay, cool. So let's get started. What's going on here? Looks like you're making a dude or a lady.
Oh,
or both.
we can make either.
Oh, let's make a lady.
This is we're gonna start off just looking at character selection. Let's pick a class, Kyle. We don't have a whole lot of time, so. What do you like?
I like Rangers. That looks good.
The Wayfarer?
Oh no,
the Ranger.
Yeah. Oh look, it's me. Looks just like me. It's got red hair. Yeah,
Okay.
I like Ranger class. It's pretty cool.
We'll turn you into a dude.
Okay.
We'll just use the default skills here, but I want to let everybody know that at the beginning you can customize your skills and abilities to your liking, which is great. And I guess he's a ranger. I'll be...
So you're making two characters here?
Yeah, you're going to start with two characters in this game, and if you want to play co-op, the other player can control the other person.
Okay, but otherwise you kind of have like an AI partner?
No, you'll control both heroes if you're single player.
Oh my gosh, that's complicated.
And you'll have two other characters in your party as you work through the game if you want them.
Okay.
And you will want them.
All right, and this was a Kickstarted game, correct?
It was indeed.
All right.
In the days
I believe it well exceeded the expectations for the Kickstarter backing.
Okay. I guess that's are people just a fan of the Divinity universe? They a fan of this developer, or they just they had a good pitch?
I think what drove people to do it is it's a look at old school RPGs with a lot of modern sensibilities, and it's graphically a lot more enhanced than say the Baldur's Gate games, and the tactical turn-based combat in this game is actually amazing.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you tweeting earlier that you're fairly confident that this is going to show up on your top 10, your personal top 10.
Absolutely top 10, very possibly top 5.
Make a bit of noise
Okay,
when they
cool.
attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
So we're not going to get to do a whole lot here in just the intro section. I didn't bring a save file with me, but I will be doing a live stream later, and we'll be getting that on the site too.
Source hunters, secure the stone.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the combat here. Like,
So we're gonna take a look right at the combat.
let's do it. I'm staring at it.
Right now, this is just sort of the initial hello. I'm gonna fight you and summon some skeletons, and we're gonna battle. And then we'll take a look at how a big part of this game is actually elemental interactions. So you'll put say oil on the ground, light it up with fire, put out the fire with rain, electrify the water with electricity, use air on fire to create steam. It's a very, very awesome elemental system under the hood, and those interactions make up a great deal of the game. So let's try some right now. So we've got you as a ranger. Looks like you've got poison abilities here.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. These are archer abilities. Who would have thought?
For a ranger?
I've never actually... Oh, you have 3 different kinds of elements. That's pretty interesting. I've never played a ranger yet.
Well, I made a good pick, it sounds like.
So let's put a poison arrow down here. So we're going to put poison on this area. So they're immune to poison. So that's really bad because they're undead, and I should have known that. But you know what? The fact that they're immune to poison is irrelevant to what I'm going to do. I'm a wizard, so I am going to... let's get crazy here. So I'm going to put some oil on top of the poison. We're getting pretty elaborate here.
Yeah, I'm already kind of fascinated by this with the sort of overlap of elements.
There we go.
So you set your oil on fire?
Yeah, so I just blew everything up. So it's too bad they're immune to poison or he'd be really hurt. Yep, doesn't matter. There it is. Elemental combinations are really... You can do some crazy stuff with it.
Okay.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine.
At the same time, though, you have to be kind of careful, because that stuff will kill you and your teammates as well.
So, before we started this, I mentioned that I have played a little of Divinity 2. Me and my wife played that, which was more of like a third-person like action RPG, which is
right.
a lot different from this, and this is more closer to what Larian started doing, I would think.
This is... I may be wrong here, but I believe this is the first time they've gone turn-based.
Okay.
And I think the game is incredible for it. So here we have a dialogue sequence. These are, this is like the core of the RPG. So we're just going to blow through it in the interest of time, but basically these guys are drunk, and they're going to try to take us back to town. And so we have two options here. We can say, we're not going to go with you back to town. Who are you guys? You're just a bunch of drunks, which is what we're going to say. And then you actually control both characters, and here's the cool part. If you're playing co-op, the other character will control their options, and you'll have interactions, and your relationship will change based on those interactions.
Okay, and this is like online co-op?
Yes, you can have one other person join you and take control of the second player, the second character.
Okay, and you're saying they'll have their own responses. that
Right, they
can-
will be choosing the dialogue responses. So in this case, I chose both characters to be kind of the meanies. We're both like, you guys are drunks. We're not going anywhere with you. So now we're fighting, and then so we got some air going. We stunned him. He's got the air effect on him. Wow, Ranger's actually pretty good. I got to try one of these.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
I've been playing a caster group, so they're already drunk. I'm guessing that's a pretty nasty debuff. We're gonna make them slow. We're gonna light things up. I mean, it's you can do all kinds of stuff, and these are just the intro abilities that we're using here. Things get much more advanced later on.
Yeah, we've literally only been playing for like 6
So we've
minutes.
got
and we're already
burning
seeing
oil
some
on the
fancy
ground.
stuff.
You know, it's a simple combination to use a fire arrow on that. So and then now they're gonna be taking all kinds of damage. We also have basic attacks, which we haven't been using because, let's face it, elementals are way more fun.
Yeah, you haven't
Throw some poison in there too. Why not, right?
you haven't hit anybody like with physical
I
attack
have not.
or anything.
That's right. So every skill, as you see that we're using here, costs a different number of action points. They have detailed ranges and what their effects do. So if you're not, if you don't obviously know what interactions there are, you can read these and you can get the full skinny on what these things would do, which is great. So this fireball does a lot of damage usually, so we're just going to curl fireball. Yeah, we'll take it. Since they're in the oil and they're burning and slow and drunk, they have very little chance of doing anything here. Let's see. Let's try a basic attack here. We don't really need any elemental attacks, so that's good enough. So we're getting XP, Outside of combat, we can use our actions freely. So if we had, there was a lingering fire and we had a rain spell, we could just cast it on top. We can open up barrels.
So you can conceivably just go around and set stuff on fire?
Yes, it's completely open, which is crazy. So once we get to the town, let's say you're a rogue, you can just start pickpocketing and killing everyone. Even if you're not a rogue, you can just start attacking townsfolk if that's that's your thing. So here we have another interaction where we're gonna say, they deserved it.
Okay, so you're having
And,
an interpersonal conversation.
we are.
Right now. Okay.
And he's gonna agree with us. They'll not shed tears for those drunk people. And boom, we both get a point in Heartless because we handled that interaction that way. Now we could have disagreed, and maybe he would have gotten a compassion point on that interaction. So everything is pretty much interactable with barrels. There's a crafting system. There's frankly way too much to talk about in this game in the test chamber.
So how about from what you've played? I mean, are you finding the story interesting and the world building, etc.?
The story is definitely interesting, and it's very open. You can just choose to ignore any kind of quest you come to. Just let's say you don't like a quest giver, you just kill them.
That was actually my next question. Is can you kill NPCs? And
You
stuff
absolutely
like that?
can. Theoretically, every NPC is a target. In theory. So this is actually a tough group of guys here.
Okay, so you're throwing oil down again.
Right. We started with these abilities. They're kind of just designed to give you a sense of. Don't think all you'll be doing during the whole game is just throwing down oil and lighting it on fire. That's just sort of an easy mode beginner tactic.
It seems pretty darn handy though. I'm
gonna try this air ricochet move that you've got here. Whoa, that's pretty good.
Oh.
And you'll notice we save action points that we don't use during a turn, so you can go all the way up to this top bubble. So if you want to save up to use one powerful move, you can do that, or use multiple moves in a turn.
Oh, that's nice.
Like let's say I wanted to make sure that my targets in the oil got burned. I could cast oil and fireball in the same turn by saving up action points. It's all an action point system. As you can see there, the NPC just drank a potion to heal. So the NPCs will use all kinds of moves. They'll resurrect each other, they'll heal, they'll do all the same kind of stuff that you can do. It's actually pretty vicious when you get used to it.
Would you consider this a difficult game?
Certainly on normal, I'd say it's challenging. And there's a hard mode for people who want it even harder. So our oil kind of got used up there, and this trooper's getting kind of close. I don't know. Let's try some poison.
Kind of failed us last time, or the first time.
Yeah,
rather.
poison failed that time too. Nobody likes to get poisoned. So we're actually supposed to have NPC support in this fight, but we chose to run right in without the help from the town guards.
So you could have gone and spoken to them and got them to join your crew.
If I would have, they don't join the crew, but they would have been fighting in this battle for our side.
Okay.
I just ran up this hill way too fast. I'm supposed to wait for the boat to land when I see it instead of just rushing in. the boat would land, the orcs come on the shore, and the guards come from over here. So we're actually in... This is a lot harder than it should be.
Oh, you just couldn't wait. You were excited.
I was. Let's try some more boarding. Oh, that seems to work pretty well, right? Yeah, it's very effective at these early levels. But of course, you'll meet creatures who are immune to poison, immune to fire, immune to slow. Creatures that will freeze you. There's lots of crazy stuff that happens. I gotta get rid of this guy. This is not a team that wants close range combat to ever happen. There we go. And we'll get 2 more party members over the course of the game.
Who will remain with you permanently?
Well, they're going to be NPCs, so they may or may not. Like, for instance, one of the NPCs you'll meet early on, he'll join you as long as you agree not to make any deals with demons. So, over the course of the game, if you make a deal with the demon, he'll probably leave.
Okay.
And you may find yourself in situations where you want to make that deal. Basically, it's all about choices. Do you want to sneak through a dungeon? Do you want to try to brute force your way through? Do you want to talk to animals to try to find a secret passageway? There are all kinds of stuff going on at all times in this game.
Did you see that?
So to those kind of choices, does that affect the story in terms of like
do.
a good path and an evil path, that kind of thing?
There's no like sort of fable good and evil path.
Sure.
But you can certainly choose to opt in or opt out of all quest content and just freeform explore. Well, this is the first major hub. This guy has tons to say about what we can do in this town, but we're not going to talk to him about any of that right now. Because it would take quite a while. We've got level ups here, so as you can see, they've actually streamlined what would be a normally incredibly complex RPG system here. You know, basically, it gives you spell damage. These are all very basic stats that are easy for even people who don't play RPGs to understand. And everything's sort of nicely categorized into spell schools or weapon schools. There's a long talent list that is kind of much deeper.
Oh god, that's
but
kind of intimidating.
this shouldn't intimidate you. It's nicer than it looks. There's lots of cool stuff you can get. Like I really like Pet Pal. I recommend getting that on one character right away.
Is that exactly what it sounds like it is? A pet pal?
It lets you talk to animals.
Oh, okay.
So that can be really useful to talk to like a rat in a dungeon who could give you the combination to a lock, or you know, talk to a goblin's pack mule who's really pissed off. The goblin doesn't treat him well, and he's actually carrying a ton of money, and you can probably just ambush him and take all of his money. So you know, there's lots of really cool stuff the animals can do for you.
There's an Oblivion Gate.
Yep, these are waypoints, so you can use these to travel fast around the world. Once you get a little into the open world a little bit, very helpful. So there's lots of different ways you can go from this town, and it's all pretty freeform. We can choose to do like town quests or hang out in town, do some shopping, maybe some pickpocketing, some questing in the town. I know there's a murder case you can kind of solve inside the town if you want to do. There's lots of stuff here to do basically. Like just in this first city, there's several hours of content easily. But we're not going to try to do that now because it's not as exciting as going out into the world. We do want to pick up at least one other person for our party before we leave. Oh, so you spotted something. We got to get perception. I don't know what we saw though.
Like a hidden item or something
Yes.
like that? Okay.
You can find secret passages and traps and all kinds of stuff like that, but I don't know what we found there because I wasn't really looking for it. Usually it gets highlighted, but I can't really see. You can
You can zoom right in there.
yeah, but I
see
don't
some grass and nothing,
Yeah.
and not the thing that.
the secret of
everyone's
the
referencing.
grass. We're just missing it. I'm just clearly clueless to it right now.
I think that was the canceled Secret of Mana sequel. That
Yeah,
came
I think
out.
it was too.
Secret of Grass.
I really wish they would have made that game. Though.
So what's pickpocketing like? Is that pretty simple?
Yeah, we don't really have a roguish type though, so we're not
Okay.
going to bother with
So
that.
if you tried to do that, you'd probably get in trouble.
I would definitely get caught and killed probably. You do not want the town guards on you unless you can like run away. So here we're going to skip through a ton of dialogue just to get another character to join us.
Can I help you?
I really wish I was going through this dialogue because it's actually kind of interesting. There's lots of different concurrent stories going on.
So have you found a class preference in your playthroughs? Or?
The playthrough I'm currently working on is all casters.
Okay.
Farewell. Listen,
I'm having fun with it. It's kind of cool to stay back from combat and just use elemental interactions. But at the same time, I don't get to take hits at all. So
Is all this dialogue spoken when you do kind of?
it is not.
Okay. That's actually something weirdly I kind of appreciate. Because I
There's-
generally just skip the, as fast as I read it, I go through it, and I usually cut off the performance anyway.
There's a lot of spoken dialogue in the game, but certainly not all of it is voiced over.
Okay. So you got your guy. It looks like you got 3
We've
people
got,
with you now.
we've got an additional guy. He's a air and water mage.
Another redhead.
Extremely useful.
Now where is my pepper?
So we're gonna see
Sprout legs and run
where
away.
we can, if we can get another fight in or so before we have to stop for time.
And this game's available now, right?
It is. It came out a few days ago.
Okay.
I'd highly recommend it if you like RPGs. Obviously, I haven't had gotten to the review yet because this is a 60 to 100 hour game, and I'm not there yet. But what I've played so far has been great. If you're an RPG fan at all, this is just a great game. Especially if you like older style RPGs like Baldur's Gate and all that kind of stuff. This is really sort of redone for the modern age, and just it feels great, and it still has all that deep strategy. Obviously, right now it's just we're throwing oil on the ground and burning it, but things get deeper. You unlock new scoop spells and all kinds of stuff like that. The enemies will get a lot harder too.
And you mentioned some other combinations, like you could make steam and that kind of thing.
Sure.
Right?
Like all of the elementals pretty much interact with each other.
In some way, or I don't know.
Yeah, so it's raining now, and we have an air mage, so lightning magic will be great in this fight. And of course, fire magic will be less good because it is raining.
So is the weather kind of like random, or is it based on kind of location and story?
It's based on location.
Okay.
And of course, you can also set the weather using various spells.
Okay. So you could start the rain and then go into a fight kind of
Yes.
situation. Okay, that's
You
cool.
certainly could. So this guy's got heals, he's got lightning bolts, he's actually really strong. I
This
really
is your
like
new guy?
Yes. We have chill spells, which will freeze the enemies because they're soaked. Normally, we just slow them down, but because of the rain, it gets a bonus. Like I said, it's all about elemental interactions. So we're gonna go in range tower stance. Kyle can shoot some missiles.
I'm good at that.
You need to do more damage, Kyle.
I'm not good at that.
So poison, as we've learned, is not effective on undead types, so we're going to skip that. Fire, however, is very effective. But I don't think we'll be able to start a fire because of the rain, so we're just going to shoot from It's a pretty effective spell. And of course, lightning is just amazing in general. We didn't stun, but we're going to show you... Next time this guy's up, I'll show you a really cool spell that takes into the tactical sense of the game.
Yeah, that guy's getting a little too close there.
Oh, he's not close anymore.
He's too good, Dan.
I know. These level 3 zombies have got nothing on me.
That's Dan's catchphrase that he says around the office. from
I
time to
do.
time.
So check this out. This is like one of the coolest spells. You can take a guy and just dump him wherever you want. This is an extremely strong spell.
Oh, weird.
So we're going to teleport him over here. It's going to do a ton of damage, and we won't have to worry about him for a long time.
So this is gonna get him totally like,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, what's that guy doing over there? He's just
So he's really in trouble. And like you can create like a fire field and just like make him walk through the whole playhouse and then have him to come back again. It's really
oh, so you could set
Really
like a series
nasty.
of fiery oil pits and stuff and make him walk back through that.
you could. So basically, none of these guys are going to get to us. Oh, they're healing. They're cheating.
It's cheating
He's
when they-
walking around the fire. What is this? Problem-solving intelligent skeletons.
It really is cheating when the AI does that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's not fair. They should just walk right through the fire.
That's what it's there for. You put it right there for them to walk.
I
through. I
know.
don't know why they're ignoring it.
See, the water barrel was in front. So I hit that instead of the target. Didn't take that into account. And of course, the water from the water barrel has merged with the fire to make steam. Now we can do stuff with the steam. Except these guys are immune to poison. What am I thinking?
So, but you can poison the steam to kind of make it like,
you can-
like gas.
You can do all kinds of stuff. Alright, that zombie's toast. Go team.
We did it, you and I and that other guy, Dan.
We did. Steam is safe to walk through, but even after fights, don't walk through poison and don't walk through lava. It's really bad.
Good to know.
And you can cast spells and use abilities freely when you're not in combat. So a lot of these spells and other things have applications outside of combat. If I saw a trap on the ground, I could shoot it with a fireball and disarm it. So there's lots of different interactions like that that can be done. If I saw a burning treasure chest, for instance, I could use the
Put it
rain
out.
spell. Apparently that shot ricocheted into a fire barrel. It's a good shot, Kyle. We didn't even know it.
That's how good I am, man. I just
Oh.
throw arrows and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And I get the best.
It kind of hurt, but that's okay. We'll take care of that.
Appreciate it. I feel like we're role playing as our characters,
We
Dan.
definitely are.
It's almost as if that was the intention of the genre.
Role-playing in an RPG doesn't have it.
Yeah,
Not
no one
a
knows
thing.
what RPG stands for, but
Not a thing. Alright. Ooh, slow failed. These guys are too tough for us.
I'm digging the music too. Actually,
It's got great music and sound. Like I haven't. There's a couple. It could use a couple of quality of life improvements in some aspects, but overall, this is just a stupendous game.
it's just cool because like in terms of music, like we've already kind of seen. I feel like we've heard like two different genres already. Like the last battle theme was almost kind of like Indian music sort of influenced, and this is totally different. It's really cool.
It's got. Yes.
Dan approves.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to stun some of these skeletons so they don't kill me. Since they moved out of the burning field, which has a chest in it. Oh no! Uh-oh, we have problems. We are all sitting in poison. This is not a good place to be. If a fire arrow hits that poison cloud, we're all dead. So
Does it the poison
Yeah.
fog can light up?
Yes, it can.
Oh, okay.
So we need to move out of that as soon as possible. That was a rather sad attack. Oh boy. This does not look good. So moving out of this cost us quite a bit of our action points. This guy's in real trouble. Like he's gonna have to move out of it. All of our good stuff's on cooldown.
So is there? I don't think you want to waste the action points, but is there a way to diffuse that cloud?
Probably. The only interaction I know off the top of my head though is fire.
Okay.
Poison.
So not with your current tools, then you wouldn't be able to do it.
I'm sure there's
Other
a way.
than
I mean,
fire,
I could
I
probably
guess.
blow it up now to be safe, but
Yeah, it's probably not worth the.
probably not worth the AP since
Yeah.
I'm in real trouble. Like, and spells and stuff. Yeah, there's friendly fire is on in this game, so that's something to consider. Oh boy. Come on, Kyle, do more damage.
I'm sorry, I'm doing my best, man. I'm sitting here
Oh,
watching you
gosh.
play and just really focusing.
The game is recommending that I run here. I think they might be right.
It's always a good sign.
Oh, I think we're dead.
You don't think we're gonna make it out of this?
No,
oh,
I don't think so, Kyle.
gosh.
I think this is a wipe. So let's say you do die, and you get a full wipe. This is a load save game, so now granted they did give us a chance to run. We're just not taking it because for the sake of the argument here. But you normally, if a fight is completely overwhelming, you'll have a chance to get away. In case you forgot to save, but basically save every 10 minutes. You know the drill.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
All right.
And since both our mains were killed, that's it.
Well, you know what? I think that's actually a pretty good look at the game.
I think
Dan.
so too. Actually, that worked out.
I'm interested. That's the elemental stuff is really cool for sure.
It's crazy cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should we'll look out for your review. We should be going online soon, right?
As soon as I finish the game.
All right. Well, thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Kyle.